or they try to.
What in God's name is going on in here? What was that ruckus?
What ruckus?
I was just in my office and I heard a ruckus.
Could you describe the ruckus, sir?
You're now listening to Music Impulse with Smilez.
Alright, y'all, we back for another episode of the Music Impulse. On this episode, I had to bring my guy straight from Detroit because, you know, I just spent like the last 3-4 days hanging out with this guy, kicking it, partying like we was in 2006 up in Bowling Green. I had to bring my guy, Big Dubino, in the building, back on another episode.
Good. What's poppin'? It's your boy, Ye-Dub, the pod god, the pod tribal chief, if you will. For this episode, for this week, I am Dub Flow Dollar. That's right. Because I just did my second wedding as the officiate. Shout out to Kay and Tiffany for having me. As you can hear, my voice is pretty much gone. But we gonna rock through this. Smilez, what's good, man?
Nothing much, you know. We talked about we want to do like a little quick recap of the wedding, and you know talk a little bit of music. It ain't gonna be too much music talking. We just it's just a little quick, you know, have fun recap type of episode. You know what I'm saying? Do our thing real quick. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, quick recap of the weekend. You know, our guy Kay. You know, shout out to Kendric, him and his lovely now wife Tiffany got married over the weekend. We was all in Detroit doing our thing. So I'll go by my recap of my version of the story of my weekend. So flew into Detroit on Friday. Went to go pick up my rental car. Spent like an hour and a half in budget because they had a long ass line and system issues. So it took like an hour and a half before they even gave my rental car. Hurried up, went over to the hotel, and because it was taking so long, I tried to see if I could check in the next day instead of checking in on Friday. They were like, nope, if you don't check in today and our systems are down, we will mark you down as a no-show. So I'm like, fuck, that means I have to go to the hotel to actually check in. So after spending an hour and a half at the rental car place, went over to the hotel, checked in, didn't even take our bags up. I literally just walked in, checked in, walked right back out of the hotel. I was like, because this don't make no sense because the app wasn't working. I'm like, yo, I can't check in. They're like, yeah, we're having issues. Everybody can't check. They're not allowing anybody to check in on the app. I'm like, all right, cool. Did that. Drove like 3 hours and 15 minutes, 3.5 hours down to Akron, Ohio. Got there like midnight.
That's crazy.
Yep. Yeah, got there at midnight on Friday night. You know, woke up, mom, sisters, you know, cooked breakfast and stuff. I had some cousins come over. One of my best friends from high school, she came over, kicked it for a little bit, you know, did the little 1-2. Got to see my little sister's new little baby. She's about 3 weeks old now. You know, shout out to baby Tamaya. You know, out here in the world, doing her thing. You know, then you know, drove back to Detroit. We left Akron about like 3:30. Got to Detroit like close to 7 o'clock. Then you know, linked up with y'all, and the weekend just ensued. You know, again, shout out to Kay, lovely wedding. I got to be one of the groomsmen in the wedding. You know, also brought my lady with me, so a lot of y'all got to actually finally meet my lady and get to know her and all that. You know what I'm saying? But it was, you know, it was a fun time. You know, we kicked it, we did our thing. But you know, we got Pastor Dub who ordained the wedding. So yes, let's go through your timeline of these events for the past weekend.
So my weekend was a little crazier than yours. Went through the rehearsal with Kay on Thursday, and then I'm like, yo, what y'all doing, you know, tonight and Friday? Like, oh, nothing. I was like, well, if y'all not doing nothing on Friday, your man's is usually in putting bay on Memorial Day weekend. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just make that day trip. I can just make a day trip, crash on the couch, and then just be back. Went up there, shout out to John, shout out to Mike, shout out to my Pittsburgh homies. Surprised all of them. Friday in the Bay is nuts. It is insane. And then woke up crazy early on Saturday. It's like, all right, I'm gonna catch the 12:30 boat back. I got this. And then as the day kind of kept going, I was like, ooh, I should kind of change this boat. Because you can change your boat back and it don't cost you nothing. It was a 12-second phone call. So I called him and said, yeah. He's like, yes, what can we do for you? I'm like, which I got around like 6 o'clock. They gave me that 6:30. I was like, bet. I can party for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That was a terrible decision.
You said that was a terrible decision.
That was a terrible decision. Partied a lot, you know. Still made my boat back. But from there, from where the boat is in Port Clinton, that's another hour back to Toledo. I still had to come to Toledo, get my suit, get my bag, because I'm not smart like that. I didn't think, just put all your shit in your car so you can just keep moving. Did that. And then I zoomed up to Detroit to get to the happy hour when, why'd y'all let Kay have a microphone?
Hey, he was already going by the time I got there. He was already in full.
So yeah, by the time I got there, it was like, all right, this is winding down a little bit. Time to bounce to hit these streets a little bit. And then Friday was crazy because, no, excuse me, not Friday, Saturday. We was downtown. I'm like, yo, we should go to Greektown. We should go to this one area and post. But you know what happened, Smilez? Niggas didn't listen.
Yep.
Niggas didn't listen. And then let's go to Floods. I'm like, I don't want to go to fucking Floods. I'm like, this ain't a Floods crew type of night. And it's late as fuck because we was down there talking so much. Time we get to Floods, they talking about, yeah, 40 at the door. I'm like, no, not a chance in hell.
And then we randomly see Too Short.
Come to find out, that's why it was 40 at the door. Too Short was there.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas is walking back to Greektown, where I said we should have went in the first place.
Yep.
And Snicky Smitty that look like Too Short. Turn around. God damn, that's Too Short. Anyways, we keep it fucking moving. You know, we get to a spot, we chill for a little bit, toss back some drinks. Snick Beam started buying tequila shots.
Yeah.
It got rough quickly. But Sunday, woo! Sunday was the day. First of all, I want to say, first one to the actual venue. All you niggas was late. You niggas was late.
Yeah, because Kay was like, yeah, we got to be there by 2 o'clock. We just got to wait for the girls. And then by the time we called the girls, they're like, we've already taken the trolley to the event. What? Y'all said we were riding together.
2 o'clock? That nigga told me 1.
Oh, see?
So anyways, they was running late. Wedding planner, I could tell she was starting to freak out a little bit.
Yeah, I was like, by the time we got there, she was just like, come on, go.
Yep. So that being said, I told Kay, like, we gonna keep this short and sweet. I'm gonna get you in, I'm gonna get you out, because we got partying to do. He's like, bet. I don't think he really understood. I'm like, nah, nigga, we straight to it. We straight to it. And he was like, yeah, that was perfect, because I guess it put them right back on time. I was like, we're not doing all that extra stuff. Y'all know y'all love each other. Yeah, y'all know, praise God, all of that, I do's, boom, boom. Kissing, let's get it moving. And then that reception, brother, man, this. Can I say something, Smilez?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Because I was like, all I got was my girl's point of view from the reception. Since I was out taking pictures and stuff with the whole bridal party.
Oh no, I'm not talking about the cocktail. I'm talking about the actual reception.
Oh, the actual reception, yeah.
When he played "They Not Like Us,"
hey, yeah,
it was so beautiful to see black folk come together in that moment. Telling you, song of the year.
Yes, and I would say the line of the whole weekend was freaky ass nigga, he's 69 God. I was like, we probably said that to each other at least 50 times.
Yeah.
During the weekend.
No, like it's like, oh my God, look at all these black folk coming together just to talk shit about the Canadian colonizer. It's great. It was great.
Yes, I was like, this is the song. That's the line of the whole weekend.
Hey, run for your life. Yeah. But no, that reception was crazy.
Yep.
Still recovering from that. Again, as you can hear in the voice here, but what a weekend. What a weekend, to say the least.
Yeah, it was great. So, again, you know, shout out to Kay and his lovely wife, Tiffany, on their union. But I did want to talk to you about getting ordained. So you gave me a little bit at the reception of the story, but go ahead and talk to us about how did Dub become ordained as to do weddings and stuff.
So you remember I used to work at the rec center, right?
Yep.
When you're working up there, you know, sometimes you ain't got shit to do. So I'm just fucking around on the internet, and I saw comedian Kathy Lee Griffith had got ordained, and I was like, what? I mean, thought you had to like go to school for 5 years to do that. Nah, it's a pretty easy process. You apply through the Universal Life Church and you get ordained. So I was like, all right. I did it in 5 minutes sitting at my desk thinking like, you know what? This would be fun to do, you know, for some associates or something, because Bowling Green also has that little white chapel right on campus.
Yep.
A lot of people get married there. I was like, you know what? Who knows? Why not? Be a quick way to make some bucks. I've only done 2 weddings, and they've only been for close friends. And I can say, I'm only going to do it for close friends, because even as I was standing up there, I didn't get nervous until Tiffany was right down there and Kay flipped up her veil. That's when the nerves hit me, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known that you were nervous at all.
Well, I mean, I've practiced it a lot. So like, and like I have a thing where like I'll practice it. Mm-hmm. On the days I practice it, I would do it like once per hour when I got home.
Okay.
And then like I also use this podcast equipment to record myself doing it and listen back to it too.
Oh, that's dope. See?
Yeah.
Like
so I mean, you know, because that's how you memorize lyrics.
And it's like I'm literally taking this shit seriously. Like I'm gonna practice it.
Yeah. And you gotta do it as you're walking around too, so you can kind of like wind yourself a little bit, because like the moment is breathtaking in itself. So next thing you know, like you're standing there, but you're also winded while standing. It doesn't make sense in your brain. You're like, fuck, what's going on? Why am I winded? I'm just standing here. Because like the moment of a wedding itself is just breathtaking. So you want to have practice in that as well. Mm-hmm. So that's my whole thing to get ready. Like going through the whole thing, I wasn't nervous at all until like, oh shit, now I had to do it. At that moment when I started like, when it really hit me, I was like, fuck, I wish all these niggas was in the crowd and not standing right next to me. Because like on the first wedding I did, shout out to Sub, there was so many people that like I know very closely, just right there in the first 2 to 3 rows, that it took away everything. With y'all, I mean, y'all was just right next to me. Mm-hmm. Like, fuck, I can't see my niggas. I can't see my niggas. And then it didn't help that Beam missed the whole fucking ceremony, and Tare and Zoro had all the way in the back.
Right.
All right. I ain't got nobody to focus on but these 2 in front of me, so I just had to rock it.
Hey, you did your thing, bro. You did your thing.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah. So, because like I said, it was like knowing you as a person. It's always funny. Like, Dub is ordained. But hey,
I want to do some baptisms. That's what I really want to do.
Uh-oh. The baptism's coming up next. Coming soon.
You know, just get a kid right with God before they start making mistakes. Mm-hmm. And then marry him later on, you know, when I'm old and gray. Even though I got gray now. But
and then I love how people that did talk, they're like, oh yeah, and the pastor, like, I saw he hurried up and got a drink, and then he came back out with the Jordans on. I was like, yep, that was Dub.
Yeah, I wasn't playing.
It was a few people that had I like heard talk about it or mentioned like oh yeah, the pastor, y'all see the pastor, he I was like, yeah, it's my guy Dub.
Man, you know how much I hate dress shoes, Miles. I mean, I know I'm from Detroit and we all love Gators, but them shits is not comfortable. I don't care what nobody say. Mm-hmm. And if I'm a be up partying, nah, I need my shoes to function. and look good. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck this tie. Fuck these shoes. I put on my He Got Game 13s so niggas knew what it was. And I wanted to make sure the next time they saw me, I had a drink in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I did. And that's what it was, man. You know, I got them right with God. Now let's party under the side of God.
And that's all I was like, Dub wouldn't be Dub if you didn't do that. But
I should have grabbed the Jesus pieces out too, but I was like, you know what? Not gonna do it. I'm gonna slow play it a little bit.
Slow play it a little bit. But 2 follow-up questions. One, if I need you for an eventual future wedding, would you do it for me, Dub?
Absolutely, 100%. Every day of the week, twice on Sunday.
Appreciate that. And number 2, when is Dub gonna find love?
I mean, I guess when I go to some hopeless place like Rihanna did, that's how she found it.
Some hopeless place like Rihanna.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I'm a big fan of these streets.
You said I'm a big fan of these streets.
I might be married to these streets. I don't even know it, but we'll see. I don't know. But I'll definitely have all of y'all in my wedding party. I'm gonna tell her like, yo, I know how you ladies are sometimes. You only got like 5 or 6 close, but I need you to expand yours out to at least 10 because I got at least 10 in mine. So we're gonna have to figure it out.
Yeah, because Kay had 7 of us.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
and only, well, yeah, two people didn't show up, but he had 7 altogether.
And we wearing Jordans in my wedding.
Hey, let's go. I'll definitely rock some Jordans at a wedding.
Oh yeah, we're gonna figure out the color scheme, and each person gonna have a different Jordan on in that color scheme. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope.
That would be fire.
We might all be 50, but still, I don't care.
He said we might all be 50, but it's gonna work. But speaking of people being 50 or at least close to 50, one of your favorite rappers and one of my favorite rappers, but I know you mention them pretty much anytime I record with you. I don't even care if we talking about cats and dogs. You somehow you will find a way to bring up this rapper, which hey, he's a great rapper to bring up. Jadakiss. Now he just turned 49 on Sunday, either Sunday or Monday, because him and Andre 3000 share a birthday together.
Happy birthday, Jadakiss.
Yes. So I thought it would be fun to go through what are Dub's top 5 Kiss tracks.
Ooh. So, in no particular order, The Champ Is Here, off of the Champ Is Here mixtape.
Yep.
Which is a remix to the song Time's Up that Kiss did with Nate Dogg. R.I.P. to Nate Dogg.
Yep.
So that's one. I'm trying to think what's on the first album. Oh, another Kiss and Nate Dogg song. Kiss is Spittin'.
Oh yeah.
Fire. And it samples the song I Keep Forgetting. By what was that? Kenny Loggins.
Yep.
Shout out to the guys that let me book. We were talking about that a few weeks ago. Of course we gonna make it. Come on.
Yeah.
I can't explain to people how great that song is if they haven't heard it. He just comes in and says, fuck the frail shit.
Yep.
That's when my coke come in, they gotta use the scales that they weigh the whales with.
Yep.
That's another one. Kiss of Death. I love Kiss of Death. I played this album out so much. On this one, I would have to say Shootouts, him and Styles P going back and forth.
Yes.
The best tag team in the history of hip hop. Flat
Facts.
the fuck out.
Yeah, facts.
I'm trying to think. When they said I ain't sell my soul to the devil, I bought his from him. I was like, that's a bar. That's a bar right there. Trying to think of one that's not too obvious. 40 Bars of Terror from that same Champ Is Here mixtape.
Okay.
So Kiss did 40 bars over the Terror Squad. Yeah beat. That's insane. And here's the thing about Kiss. 30 years, there's no such thing as a bad Jadakiss verse.
That's what I'm saying.
There are great Jadakiss verses on bad beats that he picked or songs that have bad hooks, but there's no such thing as a bad Jadakiss verse. And I don't think people realize how fucking insane that is.
Yeah, I was like, I've never heard not a bar. I'm like, dude, like you could have, like, what? That was the stress. Unlike, you know, that new J. Cole verse that everybody's been talking about on that Grippy song.
I haven't heard it.
Yeah, it's a bad verse.
Haven't heard it.
Yeah, that was the first one where it's like, damn, Cole, this is not good coming off this whole Drake Kendrick beef.
And then Death Wish with Wayne on The Last Kiss. Mm-hmm. And then something else with Jeezy. Man.
Oh, yep.
He started talking about the features. You know, Respect My Conglomerate with Busta. Mm-hmm. Dustin Powder off that Jim Jones project. Kiss he's one of the all-time greats that doesn't get the respect he deserves. But my number one Jadakiss song of all time is Blood Pressure off the Lox album, We Are the Streets.
Yes.
That's the song that gave us the name Superhead. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
I believe second verse, he said, I got a chick named Superhead. She gives Superhead. Just moved in the building. He even gave her Superhead. And somebody said that to Superhead after she did her thing, and it just kind of stuck. That's a true story.
Wow, I was like, because I remember those bars. I was like, I didn't know that was her.
And then I got big guns that shoot super less. So play Superman and end up super dead. Call me Kiss or that kid from the Lox. Gotta twist your moms out and do a bid with your pops. I'm telling you, man. That Jadakiss is a bad motherfucker, man.
Yes, and speaking of that, you know, he's on the new single from another guy who's an ill spitter, Freeway. It's Freeway and Jadakiss, produced by Jake One, which
fire.
I'm excited for a new Freeway project. I don't care when it comes out, especially because the project that he did do with Jake One is literally my favorite Freeway project.
Are you talking about the stimulus package?
Yeah, stimulus package. Actually, Smitty was the one that got me hip to it in college when it came out. It was like, you ain't heard the stimulus package? Like, this is fire, because Smitty would play it over and over again.
We lived together at the time.
Yep.
Smitty was the first one to tell me it came out. I had heard about it, and I had heard the single. I didn't know it came out. I was like, yeah, we played that out. We played that album out the apartment. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So many bars. Shout out to Freeway.
Yeah, so I was like, so when I heard that, I was like, oh, and you got Kiss on this joint doing this thing, and I forgot the exact bar, but he was just like, yo, I ain't stopped since the verse.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Neezy here. I wanted to make sure that y'all go and get your Naturally Nay Instant Moisture Duo. That's right, you know this Instant Moisture Duo can be used on braids, locks, twists, beards, and all of your natural hair. The moisturizer is all natural ingredients. One of our key ingredients, aloe vera. You know, aloe vera is really great for your scalp. And our oil blend is a mixture of the best oils that you can use to promote hair growth and give your hair a good shine and overall just a natural glow. So you're getting two amazing products. Make sure you go to inaudibleruckus.com/naturallynay. And also you can follow us on Instagram at naturally_nay, NAEE.
Don't get too comfortable. Bitch, I got my Crocs on. No sports mode, I'm too chill. Ain't got too many friends, I guess I'm too real. How you feel? Fuck that. I can't give a fuck about no feelings or dealings. Everybody dies and I'm the villain. Yeah, okay, let's get it, bitch. Let a nigga have an edge and they cross you like a crucifix. Tim Hardaway, you can't ride my wave, I took the hard way. Them niggas be bitches under hoodies, they wear lingerie. Niggas think they steppin' cause they throw a rock and hide their hands. Fuck around and pull up on they mom in a Mercedes Benz. Niggas think they big time, that chopper bring them down to size. These niggas be big line, them choppers out, I'm down to ride. We pull up and get them bitches singing like a musical. All on one accord, should've seen it, it was beautiful. Back to laying low, blowing trees, yelling timber. They in the snow, -2 degrees, it was December. You remember, I can't trust these bitches, gotta keep my focus. Disappear, they think I'm Batman. Hocus pocus, put my all into this shit. This my magnum opus. We tried to save you from yourselves. Damn, these don't get too comfortable. Bitch, I got my Crocs on, no sports mode, I'm too chill. Ain't got too many friends, I guess I'm too real. How you feel? Fuck that. I can't give a fuck about no feelings or dealings. Everybody dies and I'm the villain.
Behind the back of the layup, the most valuable player. Triple cross with the laces, the crocodiles or the gators. That's a question for later. For now, it's time to plate up. Sort the real from the fakers. This 4th quarter boys from the men. Drop 40 for the win. Suicide mission call Dr. Kevorkian. Everybody died, I hate to spoil the end. But the armor just so fucking glorious. We the Dexter Mandalorians. You violate, we give your door a kick. Niggas want to smoke with the sick, but it hit like a blackened mouse. Look me in my eyes, it ain't no backing down. Look me in my eyes, I'm the captain now. Cuban links and black tees, that's the fashion now. We got all the attachments now. Chucky choppers for the two.
Versus battle.
Yep, and that versus, that's when I knew the Dips from For a Long Night. When they started off with "Fuck You," that's not a single. That's just one of their better songs. I was like, ooh, this is in for a long day. Long day. And Blood Pressure was the one song they didn't do in that verses that I thought they should have, but that might just be me being a hip hop nerd. But because Kiss, he just goes on that shit for like, I think it's a 5-minute song. And he's just bar after bar after bar. Crazy song. Kids, go listen to Blood Pressure by Jadakiss.
Yeah, that's what I had realized recently about a Taxstone quote that I heard him say on his podcast years ago. But it finally hit me as I was listening to some Jadakiss. I was like, you really could raise your child off of, like, if you want to raise your son, just play some Jadakiss.
I learn more from Jadakiss than I learned from a lot of my family members.
Yeah, because I was listening to the Freddie vs. Jason project recently. After I was listening to the Soul tapes after Fab Drop, I was like, oh yeah, let me go back and listen to this Freddie vs. Jason project.
Some crazy verses over here too.
Mm-hmm.
All the intro, theme music, soul food. Yeah. I mean, I wanted more out of this project. I don't know, like, what more I wanted, but I wanted more.
Yeah, because I was like,
probably do another one.
Yeah, because I was sitting there thinking, like, why haven't I really gone back? I was like, oh yeah, because it was something about it that just wasn't like flawless. I was like, I love the marketing for it. Well, they was dropping like the projects and all the freestyles that they was doing leading up to it. But I was like, the album just, they definitely major labeled it up. I'll just say that. Like,
yeah, it didn't,
they still delivered it, but it was definitely major labeled up.
It didn't feel like the big deal that it should have felt like.
Yeah.
And the music didn't feel like the big deal it should have felt like.
Mm-hmm.
And that being said, the niggas still rapping their ass off.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know if it's like the production, like maybe they were like trying to give it producers who had other things going, or I get like, when you're doing, you know, albums with other niggas, like y'all gotta agree on the beats.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as Jada and Fab are, you know, almost like the same nigga lyrically when it comes to the bars, they're not picking the same beats.
Yep.
Jada's not rapping over the Soul Tape stuff, you know, and then Fab might have had a couple of Swiss beats, but he didn't have as many Swiss beats as Jadakiss had.
Right, like Swiss, like I ain't gonna send you like that A1 pack. Like I'm gonna send Kiss. I'm gonna send Kiss the A1 pack. Right. I might send you the A2 pack.
Right. But you know, they can try it again. I'm here for it. Fuck
yeah,
it.
I was like, I definitely, especially after getting these soul tapes now on streaming, I definitely need a new Fab project. Like, I know we see you in the club every other day, showing off all your outfits and all that. let's get some new music. Let's give me some new music from all my veteran rappers that I grew up loving. So I'm looking to a new fad project. I'm definitely a Jadakiss project. Definitely got to go like fucking platinum in a week. Like, come on, like y'all need to go ahead and stream all that shit because I'm pretty sure it'll be platinum on my streaming service.
Oh, for sure.
But to kind of switch a little bit to some more music, we want to talk about the Tik Tokification of music. And I'll start off with this Pink Panthers quote that you actually sent me, because she recently was doing like some kind of interview or something like that, where she said songs don't need to be more than 2.5 minutes. They don't need to have no bridge. You don't need to repeat a verse or nothing. Like, no song should be no more than 2.5 minutes. What do you think about when you heard that?
We losing the recipes, man. We losing the recipes.
Like, no bridge, no, like, you don't need no bridge. Like, the bridge was my favorite part of like an R&B song.
You know how long Stevie Wonder songs used to be?
Right.
I was in my old school bag, and like, I grabbed Tina Marie's Portuguese Love.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a 7-minute song.
Yes.
And it's fire.
It's like, and those type of songs were like the songs where you heard them, but you didn't realize that, damn, I've been listening to this for like 8 minutes, but it's so amazing, it don't seem like it's like you've been listening to for 8 minutes.
Outstanding is like a 12-minute song.
Right. You put Outstanding on it, you gonna vibe to Outstanding for all 12 minutes.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I don't like it. Like, I get it. Our attention spans are shorter because of the doom scrolling and, you know, and everything else. But music was able to withstand that. Music and movies, to me, like, you can tell a better story in a 2-hour movie than you can in a 90-minute movie. You just can. Songs, somebody once said, music are what feelings sound like. And
Yes.
to really get into the feel of something, it needs to be longer than 2 minutes, 30 seconds. I've been seeing this young kid, 4 Bats, like on my timeline intermittently here and there. And then some of my younger homies like, yeah, you should check him out.
Yep, he a local Dallas rapper.
His new album.
I guess he signed the OVO. He might be not signed the OVO. Also, I heard that he might be signed the Gamma. I don't know. It's kind of confusing.
His new album is 11 songs and it's only 23 minutes.
Yep.
I listened to it. These songs don't even sound like full thoughts.
That's what when I finally listened, I was like,
what is this? What's going on? Like, they sound like, you know, he started the concept of a song and like did some ramblings here and there. It sounded like a Pro Tool file you would save and then come back to later to finish the song, add on to it. But no, he did that 11 straight times. I was like, this isn't good. It's not mixed well. Like, a lot of what he's saying is nonsensical.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I know, I get it. Get off my lawn. I'm an old hating ass nigga. But you gotta admit, this shit's not good no more. It's not.
Yeah, because you can still make a good quality 20-minute project, but if it's not good. But for me, it didn't help that even after me and you talked about the project, and then once I actually went to go listen to it, and then saw him saying little stuff like, oh yeah, it's just like a bunch of YouTube beats, and I recorded this in my closet, and all that. I was like, yeah, this project.
Yep, that checks out. That checks out. Not a lie was told. Not a fucking lie was told. And that's my thing. Like, we're losing the artistry in music, like, because one, the record labels are lazy. And they're just like, well, you got to come to us with a hit already. And then, you know, then you do the work. And then, you know, we'll have you put out a project. We're not going to put like a real team behind you, which is why none of these niggas is media trained anymore.
Yep.
And that's the problem. Like, I remember back in our day, like, it took niggas forever to come out. Forever.
Yep.
Freeway was on Rockefeller for years before he came out. Years. By the time Freeway came out, we had heard that verse on 1-900 Hustler, and we were like, oh, who the fuck is this guy?
Mm-hmm.
And then he had lost the battle to Cassidy, And then he had this album he was sitting on where he was like, I don't know what the single should be. And Cam said, man, if you don't put that What We Do out as a single, you fucking crazy. And he did that, and Philadelphia Freeway is a monster album. Monster. You think about a nigga like Game. Game was on Aftermath for years.
Yep.
Years. And then they started heating him up, doing the mixtapes. And then they said, well, 50's hot at the time. Let's put him with 50. And then they put together what I call the best A&R album ever. They gave Game the can't miss production package. You talking about Just Blaze, you talking about Kanye, you talking about Dr. Dre, you talking about Scott Storch, you talking about hooks from 50.
Yep.
There was no way Game was gonna lose on that album. And you add to that fact that, oh yeah, he's also a phenomenal rapper, and he's been coached up by arguably one of the greatest producers to ever do it, and this camp around him. It don't feel like they're doing that anymore.
Yep. Because again, going out the whole Dr. Dre thing, I've heard Too Shorts say in an interview, they was like, yeah, what's your best verse that you've ever written? He's like, my best verse ever written, y'all will never hear it. He was saying it was because he did it for Dr. Dre, and he was like, at the time he hit up Snoop, like, yo, I'm about to work with Dr. Dre for the first time, can you give me like some tips and all that on how this gonna be? And Snoop told him like, hey, just whatever he tell you to do, just do it. He was like, we spent like 8 hours in the studio working on this one verse. He said, then he's like, we get it done, and then he said, Dre hit me back like, hey, we need to redo and do some changes. He said, I spent like 4 hours just saying, I think he said like the word bitch or like pussy or something like that. He's like, this nigga just had me in the studio just saying that one word over and over. And he was like, every time he's like, nah, just say it a little bit like, no, you could do it better. Like, he was like, but when we got the song on, he was like, that lyric was the best verse I've ever done. But it's Dr. Dre. He's like, and it never came out.
It's a perfectionist. I mean, I remember seeing a little YouTube clip a few years ago of Dr. Dre producing some shit for the Diplomats. And I was like, oh, this about to be the greatest thing that ever happened to me. And we ain't never seen them songs. Ever. But again, like, the stuff that Dre's put out, it's been classic. And like, you really got to put the time in. Shit, when I was doing music, I kept niggas in the studio for 4 hours and we did 2 songs. Two. It had to be right.
You're right.
And again, y'all don't hold these new niggas to a standard of anything. Yep. Like niggas was sitting around that freestyle the baby did on the LA Leakers show. I listened to it. Smilez, you know how much of that freestyle rhymed?
None of it.
None of it. At all. Like, at all. And I'm like, I be feeling like the Killmonger meme at all times. Is this your king? Is what we doing now?
But because I like the beats that he usually flows on, I did actually. Because I was one in the group chat like, oh, sir. But I was.
But name me one bar.
Oh yeah, it was nothing memorable about it.
Some point, and that's one of the ways I judge rappers too. I'm like, I tell you what, turn that beat off. Tell me you would give a fuck about anything that person said.
Probably not.
And that's a lot of these new niggas too. You're like, no, it's just no.
And the fact that these new kids really, they are unabashedly saying that we don't care about lyrics, we just care about the vibe and the feeling of it. And they all pretty much say the same thing. Like, no, like I don't know what they said. It was a vibe. It just put me in a good mood. I don't care if the rapper was saying yeah, and they're like, I don't know what he said, but that beat behind it was put me in the mood. I was ready to kick it. I was in a vibe. Like I remember a kid I saw on Instagram was talking about how he was one of the ones that like, why didn't Travis Scott win the Grammy over Killer Mike? Michael, he was like, yo, like, he's like, I'm a college student. He was like, I thought the Travis Scott album should have won the Grammy. He was like, but he's like, I saw that this Killer Mike dude. He's like, so I listened to the project. He's like, I still didn't like it. He's like, nah, I understand, like, why the older generation liked it. He was like, but it just wasn't for me. I'm like, but this Travis Scott album was probably the worst Travis Scott album out of his whole catalog.
Easily. Easily. And that Killer Mike album was fucking perfect.
Yes.
And it's Killer Mike. Like, when it comes down to it, like, if you end up picking between two rap albums, you should pick the one with the better fucking rapper.
Right.
And Killer Mike got an ear for beats.
Mm-hmm. And he up, like you said, taking the time. He's like, I worked on this album for over a year or 2 years or something like that. Like, I think like 2 years he worked on that album.
And it was beautiful.
And it came out amazing. Because even when you like look at the features, he was like, he got that feature on it, but then you hear it like, oh, that's a great feature.
Mm-hmm.
The transitions, the musicality, like the slumber joint with Jagged Edge, because I was like,
yep.
What? And even the fact that the first, you don't even hear them until the end of the song. You're like, okay, he's telling a story. When is Jagged Edge gonna come in? But then when they come in, it's phenomenal.
I mean, it's just better music.
Mm-hmm.
It's better music.
And he was able to get Andre 3000 to put down the flute real quick to drop some bars.
I mean, I don't know. These new kids, I just don't get it. I probably never will. I don't understand the vibes, but not good lyrics.
Yeah.
I'm not huge on ratchet woman hip hop. I will say though, Lotto got bars. Cardi can really rap. If she really is writing her own shit, Cardi got bars. Glorilla just kind of scares me.
He said Glorilla just goes.
A voice that deep shouldn't come from a girl that pretty. And don't even get me started on Scar Lip. Ugh.
Yeah.
If you told me DMX came back as someone else, I'm like, yo, it might be Scar Lip.
And Swiss said that's actually why he worked with her, because he said DMX's wife was the one that hit him up, was like, yo,
see,
there's this chick named Scarlip, and she's getting me vibes of X. And he was like,
she
okay.
was on Swizz's last album,
Mm-hmm.
which was fire, by the way, that nobody talked about. That little EP he dropped. She was on the track with, who was she on the track with?
Like the Swiss Beat, like the song is like her and Jadakiss on the track together.
Yeah, it's her, Jada. Who else is on? Oh, was she on this track? Yeah, she was. It was her, Jada, and Benny the fucking Butcher. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. But again, it was fire. It was fire. And let me be honest out there. I don't hate all new nigga shit. As John will tell you, he doesn't understand. I'm a huge A Boogie guy. I don't know what it is about A Boogie.
I like A Boogie.
But I'm like, yo, this nigga's, I like this shit. But I mean that, but again, it's a high bar. It's a high bar. And I also can't explain why I like London drill rap so much. I don't know why, I just do. Just the way them niggas' voices and how they like, she's gonna pop. I don't know. It's just,
hey,
it's just as nonsensical. But I'm like, I understand this. This is gangster shit.
Mm-hmm.
These niggas ain't just doing perks and sitting in the room crying. Maybe that's it too. Maybe I'm stuck in 2004, as E-Ray always says.
Stuck in 2004. But other than that, to kind of also, switch off a little bit from music. Well, actually, a whole lot of it, because we're about to switch all the way to the MCU. I wanted to talk to you about, real quick, it's a little short topic. One of the best actors in the game, especially when he plays a villain, Juan Carlito Esposito. He officially announced that he is going to be in the MCU. He said that it's not going to be what we thought it was going to be. So he said he's not playing Magneto. He's not playing Professor X, which I'm like, damn it. I really wish I'd like to see him as either character, especially if he would have did Magneto. But I know he said that he didn't really want to focus on being a villain. But I still think he's going to be a villain. But he did say he has a role in the MCU. He said he's going to be teased in a movie, and then he's going to be fleshed out in a series. So I thought it'd be fun to ask you, what kind of role do you think he's going to be in the MCU? I've seen some things go around about maybe a Doctor Doom. I heard a Dracula. What else did I hear? Mr. Sinister. It's like maybe like one other one that I read that they're like it's so many possibilities. But is there any possible characters that you think would be great for a Juan Carlito Esposito to play in the MCU?
Norman Osborn.
Yes.
Norman Osborn.
Yep.
Especially if they don't have him be the Green Goblin, if they just have him be Norman, and then like just be this conniving, evil, super rich man that at some point becomes president, I think that would be a lot of fun. I think Dr. Doom's off the table mostly because they say it's gonna be fleshed out in the series, and we all know Fantastic Four is gonna be a movie.
Yep.
So when you start thinking about the series they got coming up, you think about Armor Wars, you think about Ironheart, and to me those are the only ones that are coming up of note that I could see him being in. That's why I would say like Norman Osborn, because you need a rich bad guy. You just do. It's fun. It's fun, especially with like them bringing Daredevil in and having Fisk there, the Kingpin. Like it would be really cool to see that comedy between the two. Fisk kind of talking, but always having that rage underneath. And then Norman Osborn and with it being Giancarlo Esposito, sounding so poetic, but evil at the same time. But also not having the rage underneath, just being the smartest person in the room, but also being the most diabolical at the same time. I think you could do some really cool things there. So Norman Osborn would be my pick. And also, because Norman Osborn does become president in the Marvel Comics, Giancarlo Esposito is a guy who you could see on a debate stage. And you put that dichotomy, like, because he's so well spoken, it immediately reminds you of Barack Obama. But Norman Osborn is the antithesis of what Barack was. And Barack was preaching hope and everything. And Norman Osborn is just a bad guy. But he's a bad guy who they vote for him because he's like, well, he's not that bad of a guy, and he's rich, he's a philanthropist, blah, 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 and all this other stuff. So I think you could kind of play off of the reality of, we had a very well-spoken black president. You throw one in the Marvel universe, a well-spoken black president, this one's a bad guy. And it would just, to me, that would be cool.
I like that. I can see that because I'm excited, because I know there's been a lot of little teases about stuff recently with the MCU, especially that now they about to kind of slow down and focus on quality, and then instead of all this quantity stuff. So was it D23 in August? So I'm excited to see what they drop during that.
Yeah, me too. And the reason I wouldn't say Mr. Sinister is because there's a new rumor that Bryan Cranston, aka Walter White, might be playing Mr. Sinister.
Okay.
And I was like, ooh, I kind of like that, because Mr. Sinister really got his flowers in X-Men 97. They they boosted him up. I was like, oh, he really is a bad motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Bryan Cranston, I mean, he's played many a role, and I think that would be something interesting to see.
Okay, yeah, so I can see that too. Yeah, I'm excited to see what to do. Is like as long as they do quality movies, because even like the news that I saw today, Blade's getting another rewrite.
That Blade movie not coming out.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm gonna just let y'all know that now.
So they still want to try to film it in the fall of 24. Like, if y'all going through rewrites, I don't see it happening.
I mean, it can start filming in fall this year, but it wouldn't be finished until, I mean, you're talking about 3 months shoot maybe.
Yep.
So, and here's the thing about Blade. Blade takes place in New York City. If the writing's not setting it in the winter, you gotta go find a city that looks a lot like New York, but it's somewhere warm. Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
So we shall see. We shall see. I was like, I think we'll definitely have more news, especially come August. You know, Feige ain't going forward. They ain't about to do no bullshit.
Oh no, not at all. Not at all. But
Right.
I mean, if you look at what they did and like the care they took with X-Men 97, like if they're gonna put that much into like telling stories, then you know they're in good hands.
Mm-hmm.
They're in very good hands. I did see a rumor today about like the plot of the Thunderbolts movie.
Okay.
It sounds like it'd be an okay movie. It doesn't sound like it'll move the needle at all or like really progress the MCU story forward at all. But it just sounds like it'll just be an okay movie. Maybe a money grab.
Yeah.
And then I've also seen like hints of the plot of Captain America: New World Order, NWO, Everything Is Wrestling. That is going to move some stories forward.
Mm-hmm.
That I know.
That's also another funny thing I've realized over the years. How much you are right about everything being wrestling.
Listen, man, like if you really sit down and study professional wrestling, you'll realize, because here's the thing about it, Smilez. In wrestling, you have to tell stories in such an obvious way that like you have to sprinkle in nuance, and only people who are really paying attention catch the nuance, but you can always catch the obviousness to it. But if you can catch the nuance in obvious stories, you can start catching it in other places too. And then you can also see how things are going to play out in other realms too. Because if I'm being real with everybody out there, a political debate ain't nothing but a wrestling promo. That's all it is.
Yep.
It's two people telling you why they're better than each other and why you should rock with them and not each other. I'm telling you. You realize that so quickly. And it's because wrestling is theater, but it's also a competitive athletic thing. Because here's the thing, like people say, oh, wrestling's not competitive at all. It is. Because Smilez, if you go out there in any type of segment, whether we're having a match against each other,
mm-hmm.
we're having a promo off against each other, me and yours goal is to make each other look good and look better than the next segment.
Yep.
Or the one before us, to get the crowd to react to us more than they react to somebody else. So like, if I'm putting you over, I gotta sell all your offense more than anything. Or if we having a promo off, my job is to put you over. By the time you done talking, I gotta look like I'm ready to throw down the microphone and get in your face. And the crowd has to feel that. You have to be able to get them to feel something, to connect with you. And you have to have them connect with you more than they connect with another segment, because if they're not connecting with you, you're done. The worst thing in wrestling is to have a quiet crowd, because that means they don't care.
Yep.
And if you can get people to care, that's how you sell tickets, that's how you put butts in seats. And they understand that in politics and in movies. It's about how you get something out of people. Like Trump, he activated a bunch of people who were scared that they were being left behind because of, you know, the evil liberals and the liberal elite and blah, 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 blah. And he rallied them, and next thing you know, he was president for 4 years. Joe Biden was like, yo, these last 4 years have been fucking crazy, haven't they? They've been fucking crazy, haven't they? Yeah, they have. Do you want another 4 fucking years like that? You don't? You know what the fuck to do. And again, that connected with people. I'm telling you, if you understand wrestling, you understand everything else in life.
Yeah, but to wrap up, you know, go ahead, you know, promote your pods and let them know where they can find you at.
Ladies and gentlemen, every single Tuesday, except for this past one because Memorial Day, embrace the turn up. Me and the homie John. Sometimes Smilez steps in, sometimes a wise man steps in. But you know what it is. We talking the culture, we talking the vibes. I promise we're probably done talking about Kendrick Lamar. Maybe not, because apparently Mob Ties was ghostwritten. Whole nother story for a whole nother time. And of course, every Friday, let me book the territory, the greatest professional wrestling podcast of all time. Smilez, thank you for having me, my brother.
Anytime. You know, when I want to get to that real hip hop ish, I gotta call my brother Dub, you know, to talk that real ish, because I always know you're gonna keep it real.
I try.
Yeah. But again, I appreciate you doing this, my brother. You know, go ahead and rest up and continue to go about your day. You know, again, this Mavericks game about to come on, so you know, look like we might get a sweep of the Timberwolves maybe, if they do clinch this tonight. So by the time y'all hear this, it should be already chosen, because we already got the Celtics
started.
Yeah, the finals. By the time y'all hear this, the finals have started. So, hey,
Mavs in 5.
Yep, Mavs in 5. Yeah, I think the Timberwolves gonna get one tonight, and then they're gonna finish it, and the Mavs will finish it off at the next game.
Oh no, I'm talking about Mavs in 5 in the finals.
Oh, in the finals.
Oh, the Timberwolves is cooked. It's a wrap. And again, Anna's exhausted. Cat, just yeah. Nope. Yep. Leave with love.
Leave with love. But yeah, it's your boy Smilez. I'm here with my guy A-Dub. You know, let me book the territory, embrace the turn up, representa, El Presidente, you know, head honcho and all that. And it's your boy Smilez, and I'm out.